All right, good morning, everyone. Happy Friday. Thank you so much for joining our PA call this month. I'm excited for Alexis Espinosa from Miami-Dade County to be sharing with us today. I'm going to go ahead and just introduce it briefly. We're talking about PSC changes from the PA perspective, so I really appreciate her sharing with us, and then I have a brief announcement at the end, but as I mentioned in my email, we will probably end a little bit early today, so that'll be good that we can get on with our Friday. So thank you guys for joining. I really appreciate it. I'm going to hand it over to Alexis.
Okay, hello, hi, this is Alexis. So as Lauren said, that we're going to talk about PSCs today. Victoria? Yeah. So as PSCs, we are, the title says the eyes and ears for PSC changes. So we are the ones who are at the sites. We are the ones who are building relationships with the partners. We build bonds with the students and the staff and perhaps the site itself. No other FNP staff knows our site like we know our site. And this is why each PA is a vital component to PSC changes. So today I'm going to discuss ways to keep a PSC-oriented mind and actively engage in developing PSCs in your county. Next slide. So I'm sure by now, all of us are familiar with the definition of a policy, systems, and environmental change. It's changes made to promote health, and these changes can limit or expand the decisions that people make in their community. There are two models that we use when talking about PSC changes, and this is the social ecological model and the spectrum of prevention. On this slide, I put the spectrum of prevention. In both these models, using a systems approach is the key to PSC changes. So as a program assistant, although you may not be able to implement changes on every level, it's important to understand what can be contributed from each level in order to identify the best approach and also connect with the right partners to make an effective change. Next slide. That's me. That's me. Oh no. There. Okay. Well, I'm sorry if I moved too fast. You could have. That's go back. That definition is kind of a simplified definition for PSC changes. So it's a very easy read and nice definition to understand the concept of PSC change. So the first step in PSC change is being curious, is curiosity. That's going to help you to engage in creating ideas for a policy, systems, or environmental change. And what I mean by this is to make thoughtful observations. So whenever you see something that catches your attention or is brought to your attention by someone at your site, whether it's something good or something bad, be curious about it. Scope out the situation. You want to ask yourself questions such as who, what, when, where, why, and how behind this observation, and even write it down. By doing this and asking yourself questions, this is going to prepare you to speak with a staff member at your site and ask them these questions to acquire information. The more information you have about a site, the more ideas you can entertain. Also, make sure to share your contact information with your partners and get theirs as well. This is very important because it can help you avoid a roadblock when you do have a suggestion or a question for PSCs. And as well, if you need to involve or link together other partners, you can, because you have their contact information, you can pass it along. Okay. Also, it's really important to approach your PSC specialist and not to be shy. They really appreciate it. It's very helpful and important to them when we do share the information that we gather. Collaborating together will help everyone in FNP come up with the best solution possible. And if you're not sure what can be done with your information, it's good to just share it anyways, because the knowledge can be kept in mind for a future opportunity as networking continues over time. The good thing about networking and connecting with different partners is you never know what comes up, and things always tend to fall in place at the right moments. So for example, there's a garden, a really beautiful garden at one of my sites. And I'm not sure what can be done with it, but I just pass along the information to my PSC team, just in case maybe in the future they can make a connection with it or use it for another opportunity. So curiosity is the spark behind every great idea. That's kind of the model that I'm going with for this slide. So next, we want to turn values into action. So we tend to relate to the world through our own experiences. So as a PA, you can let your experiences, your knowledge and passions guide you in forming a PSC proposal. So you can use what you know to offer solutions. You don't have to be a PSC specialist to inspire change in your community. You just need something to contribute. Next, you want to listen to your participants in class. It's good to find out what motivates them or what bothers them and make note of their comments. And you can use this as a pathway to PSC changes. This will make sure that everyone is involved and also turning their values into actions. Remember, at the core of a PSC engagement is community feedback. So one example of our PSC is our coworker Barbie. She works at a senior center, and she observed and communicated with her participants to change their daily snack box. So it went from a snack box with a lot of desserts and refined products and pastelitos to a snack box with more fruits. And this was as a result of communicating with the students and receiving feedback and then talking with her PSC specialist. Also, I put in this slide to join a committee board or another community meeting. There's a lot of benefits to this, and I have them listed here as news, network, resources, and classes. So joining a community board meeting is going to help you stay updated on changes in your community. For example, when I went to one of the meetings, I learned firsthand from someone on the education board that there's a new policy being implemented in Miami-Dade County requiring police officers in every school. I don't watch TV much, so I didn't know about this until I went to that meeting. Also, when you join a committee meeting, it allows you to build your network and meet other nonprofit partners who are also passionate about improving the public sector. It also helps expose you to the previously unknown resources provided in your community and which partners to utilize for resources, including PSC changes. And as a bonus, you get to book classes with the new partners that you meet there. So one example of one of the times I went to a meeting is I met the owner of Red Lane Ahead, which is a farm that also operates like a smoothie salad bar and a produce stand. The owner has dedicated all the farm positions to veterans. He's very passionate about helping veterans. And one of my sites is a all-male recovery center. And occasionally they take field trips to different places. So I thought it would be a nice idea to take the men on a field trip to the farm to help them get physical activity and also learn about healthy food. So I contacted John via email, but I'm still waiting for his reply, which brings me to my next slide. Patience and persistence. So whenever we're trying to find out more information or asking a partner to join us on a project, it's important to keep in mind that our partners also have demanding agendas. So we do have to be patient and persistent. We can send them friendly reminder emails or phone calls, just like we do when we're scheduling our classes. So it's no different. And it's also, you have to remember that these changes are going to take time. It takes time to get everyone involved on the same page. Takes them time to also approve a new course of action and to reap the benefits. And the more partners that are involved in a project, the more time it's going to take. So don't lose hope. Just stay persistent, stay motivated, and you can have a change in your community that you like to see. So here I'm going to show you a quick clip from a video that's going to show you how significant patience and persistence can be when making a change in your community. This is a suggested video from Module 3 of your Systems Approach trainings, and it was shown at our Southwest Regional F&P meeting.
Okay, so I'm gonna share this screen and we should all be able to see the video. Let's see. Okay. And is there a particular stopping point, Alexis, that you'd like me to stop it at?
Stopping point, it's kind of self-explanatory, like when she kind of finishes her speech, maybe.
Okay.
You'll know. So you're gonna fast forward it to 23 minutes and 27 seconds.
Urging Americans to volunteer for more community service, a good thing to do. Barack Obama. Accomplish what we want for our children. Este proyecto tiene 7 años, donde la gente se ha estado organizando y pidiendo. Y finalmente, después de mucho luchar, la comunidad Latinos of Access y muchos otros grupos, logramos tener este terreno que ustedes ven aquí. Este terreno es más que tierra. Este terreno es el sueño de 7 años para que nuestra comunidad tenga un lugar donde nuestros hijos puedan jugar. Para este proyecto, para que llegara a donde está, nosotros hemos tenido que pedir mucho.
Unless she muted you or me. She may have muted you because it was echoing. She's not saying anything. Okay.
Am I back on?
Go ahead.
Okay, so just a brief background on that video that I shared. Like I said, it was shown at our regional meeting, and I suggest watching the whole video. It's really good. It's really motivating. But this group of advocates, basically, they turned an empty lot into a park. And that alone took them 7 years because they had many people opposed to it, including government officials who had reserved that site for, how did they phrase it? For community development. So they had to fight a lot, and eventually after the 7 years, they won and they made that a park. And the reason why it was so impactful for them is because that was a very low income, congested community in California, and the kids had nowhere to play. So the parents ended up taking them to parking lots to play, and 2 kids actually got hit by a car on 2 different occasions because they had nowhere to play. They were playing in parking lots outside. So that video is really good, and I think it shows that we do need to be patient and persistent when we're trying to make a very impactful change in the community. One moment.
There.
Got it? Okay.
I think so.
Yeah. No.
There.
There. Okay. So I threw this slide in here Operation PSC. So when you're collaborating with your partners to form a PSC change, it's helpful to keep these objectives in mind. So matching the mission and vision between F&P and partners, communicating with the partner to find out their needs, making sure everyone is on the same page with setting clear expectations, and making sure everyone is properly recognized for their efforts by sharing the credit. Here we have some PXE examples that we've listed for you. Victoria helped with this. So some examples include a community garden or food hub, healthy cafeteria changes, healthy celebrations, running club or walking club, local food donations. Believe it or not, a lot of organizations get food donations from like Publix or a farm even. So also listed as food pantry improvements and walking and bike trails. And these are some more PSC examples. It's categorized by the setting, the PSC goal, and the PSC solution. So for example, at a work site, their goal was to implement a healthy vending machine policy that offers healthy snacks at an affordable price. And so they did that, and also they held a fair for staff with free health screenings. Okay, and that's my presentation. And if you have any questions, I'll be glad to answer them now. If not, have a beautiful weekend.
Thank you so much, Alexis. Oops, excuse me. Thank you so much, Alexis. I really appreciate it. And for everyone to join, I do want to share that our next PA call will be in November 2nd, and it will cover the topic of adult programming. So thank you guys so much. If you have any questions, you're welcome to put them into the chat. If not, have a wonderful weekend.
From me too, everyone.